Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. We offer my humble obeisance to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desire trees who can fulfill all the desires, and they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā. Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtake. Aradhayo Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Va Kalpita. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Pramanamamalam Prema Pumartho Mahan. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu Matamidam Tatradharana Para. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear worshipable devotees, thank you so much for joining. Baldev Siva Prabhu, Raghu Prabhu, Baswati Mataji, Devaki Mataji, Sudhir Prabhu, Shilpa Mataji, Lakshay Prabhu. It's been a while. We missed you in the last few sessions. I hope all is well. Thank you. And there's one more, Namita Mataji. Namita Prabhu Ramachandra. Where are you joining from? Please, if you could introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Namita. I am from Tampa. I met you near Taza Mart when you distributed the Bhagavad Gita to me, and I've been asking you to, tell me if there are any Bhagavad Gita classes, and you shared this link with me.
Yes. Thank you so much. Is this your first time?
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you so much. We are very grateful for your association and for your inquisitiveness and eagerness to read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So we are reading today Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 20, which is entitled The Rainy Season and the Autumn in Vrindavan. Often many people have this question, what is the difference between Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam? In one way they are same, but in one way they are different. Bhagavad Gita is primarily the philosophy of bhakti. Who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship? What are the do's and don'ts, etc.? It talks about all those aspects. Bhagavatam also talks about all those aspects, but in a much more detailed way, with a lot of interesting stories and practical examples, like the story of Gajendra, the story of Prahlad, the story of Dhruva, the story of the Pandavas, the story of the epitome, is the 10th canto, where a lot of unalloyed Krishna Katha about the activities and pastimes of the Supreme Lord are shared, which are very, very enriching and very, very educating also. So it has multiple, and this chapter is one of the classic examples of those, where we are talking about nature, this rainy in the summer and rainy in the autumn season. But through that, we are also learning different life lessons, and we are learning different aspects, how to control mind, how to be purified from the different modes of material nature, etc. Just yesterday, we learned about when to speak, when not to speak. That was the point yesterday, that a great sage, we discussed the example of Narad Muni, they know based on time, place, and circumstances, where speaking is required and where it's not required. And this is a very big topic, the culture of speech, when to speak, when not to speak, whom to speak, how much to speak, in what intention to speak. This is again a big topic, but very, very interesting. And this is something we all should try to kind of deepen, because words have power, a lot of power, both good and bad. If we use it in a positive way, a lot can be done. If we use it in a negative way, like how Hitler using the power of his words, he, caused havoc. So with that, let's move on to the next verse, which is text number 38, 37, sorry. Neva vidam shiyamanam jalam gada jali charaha yathayur anvaham shayam naramudha kutum binaha. Translation, purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, Abhicharan Aravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. The fish swimming in the increasingly shallow water did not at all understand the water was diminishing, just as the foolish family men cannot see how the time they have left to live is diminishing every passing day. Purport: after the rainy season, the water gradually goes down, but the stupid fish do not understand this. Thus they are often stranded on the lake shores and river banks. Similarly, those infatuated with family life do not understand that the remainder of the life is constantly decreasing. Thus, they fail to perfect their Krishna consciousness and are stranded in the cycle of birth and death. Wow, this is amazing. So, in this example, there's a beautiful example of the fish given here. That the attached human being here is like the fish. And what is the water? The water level? Let's try to do some, Okay, so here is our whiteboard. So, here is the fish, and the fish is in the water, right? What happens? So let's consider there is water in this pool or lake, wherever this fish is in, there is water. The fish is compared to attached human being. And what is this water level? What is the water level compared to?
The time,
The time, yes, skala, or the duration. We have limited duration in this time. So what's happening? In the rainy season, the water level peaks up, and the fish thinks, "Oh, I have a lot. I'm going to live here forever," right? But gradually, the water level keeps going down and down and down, and the fish is kind of struggling. The water level is going down. That means the duration of life is decreasing. Ayur harati vaipumsam udyan astanchayan asau tasyarto shanonite uttama shloka vartaya. That means with every rising and the setting of the sun, we are getting one day closer to death. And we have less time in our life to practice bhakti. If we do not take to the real goal of life, guess what will happen? The precious human form of life, which is the precious chance, the chance to awaken self-realization, the chance to go back home, back to Godhead, the chance to understand our true nature of life, if we miss that opportunity, Lochan bole sai papi ilo argelo. Manushya janama paya Radha Krishna na bhajiya, janiya shuniya vishikhain. After attaining this human form of life, if we just waste in eating, sleeping, mating, defending, which the animals also do, animals also build a house for their kids, animals also have family, animals also defend their young ones and their family members, what is the big deal? The big deal is in the human form of life, and that is, we can stop this transmigration of birth and death. We can stop this cycle of birth and death, as mentioned here. Those who fail to perfect their Krishna consciousness will be stranded again in the cycle of birth and death. So in short, we should understand that every day, every year, I am, whatever my age is, 30, 40, 50, whatever my age is, my body is not getting healthier, right? We all agree to that. My body, the time span which I have in this body is reducing. That's fact which no one can deny, right? So in short, my time to practice bhakti is limited. My time to perfect and become self-realized is limited. Therefore, I must not waste my time. Therefore, I must take to Krishna consciousness seriously. Therefore, I must not just do things which animals also do anyways. Because time is passing every day. Life is short. We should take bhakti as priority and not procrastinate it. That's the essence of this verse. Any other thoughts, comments, or anyone wants to share? Reflections? Okay. We'll read the next verse, which is text 38. Would someone who didn't get a chance yesterday wants to read? Text 38.
Attain Ripoji, Harrison devotees, Dhan Pranam, all goes to Śrīla Prabhupada. Text 38. Gadho bari charastapam, obindan charat arkajam, jatha duridro, ripona, kutumbi, obijatan driya. Translation and purport by disciples of His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Śrīla Prabhupada, and his disciples ki joy. Translation. Just as a miserly, poverty-stricken person, overly absorbed in family life, suffers because he cannot control his senses, the fish swimming in the shallow water had to suffer the heat of the autumn sun. Purport. Although as described in previous verse, unintelligent fish are not aware of the diminishing water. One may think these fish are still happy. According to the old proverb, ignorance is bliss. But even the ignorant fish are scorched by the autumn sun. Similarly, although an attached family man can consider his ignorance or spiritual life blissful, he is constantly disturbed by the problems of family life, and indeed his uncontrolled senses lead him into a situation of unrelief and anguish. So this is a continuation of the previous verse. So here the fish is the material person like me, who even suffering day and night from heat, like three subjects, like from our mind we suffer adi atmic, adi bhautik from the natures, and adi bhautik, other living entities, and adi dovik from the nature. Still we think this material world so blissful, and we forget our relationship with the Krishna. So though we're suffering, but like fish, we think we're bliss, and because of our ignorance. So I was listening a lecture where Prabhuji was mentioning that even we saw in back home that people live in slum. Kids grow up playing in the dirt and everywhere, and they're happy. So they don't know how happy it was to stay in a better place, even in that area where there's a nice grass field, nice houses. Once they get the taste of those places, they'll not come back to the slum. Same thing for us, living in America, good house, good car, thinking that we're happy because my ignorance that I don't know how blissful the spiritual world or relation to make a relationship with Krishna. If once I get the taste by the blessings of the devotees, then we know that how flimsy this material world and how like without any value and without any truth, without any to get from this material world. Everything is very temporary. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. The title of this verse is "The Uncontrolled Senses is the Cause of Material Bondage." The fish, animals have low consciousness, especially like the fish is, they don't have highly developed intelligence. Therefore, when someone gives them a bait, right, they easily get captured because of senses, right? The sense of the tongue, the taste. And basically that kills the fish, right? So fish's example comes many times in different aspects, but here 2 verses in the Bhagavatam. I mean, in this chapter itself, we're talking about the fishes. So every creature has some lessons to teach us. A lot of people say ignorance is bliss. Why you talk about death? Why you worry about 50 years from now? Why you worry about 30 years from now? Right now, I'm in 20 years. I will live 50 more years at least. Right? People generally say that. Hey, why you guys talk about death? Just enjoy the present. Right? They say enjoy the present. See, we are not death conscious. We are not International Society for Death Consciousness. Right? To keep saying, hey, mrityu will come, hey, life is short, hey, death will come. That's not the goal of Krishna consciousness. The goal for Krishna consciousness is to not be in ignorance. We all plan for things which may come. Like that's why we have different types of insurance. Health insurance, car insurance, property insurance, appliance insurance. Right? Why do we have those? In case that equipment, that property, that appliance, or our body, right, which is also an equipment, gets damaged, we have a backup. We don't want to use it. We don't pray that we get hurt or damaged, but still we get it. See, we are planning, and if someone says, hey, why are you taking it? Just live in the present, just enjoy that particular gadget or the vehicle. Will you call that person intelligent? What do you think? Someone says, no, all this insurance are waste of time, waste of money. Don't ever buy any insurance. This is not going to happen anyways. There's very small chance of happening anyways, which is true. There's small chance of happening, right? All those who take insurance don't end up using insurance. That's how the insurance companies work. Only a small percentage end up using insurance, right? But if someone is saying, will you call that person intelligent or a fool? Any thoughts? Is it making sense?
Intelligent, Prabhuji.
Intelligent. That those who are taking, I mean, just to clarify, those who are taking or saying, or those who are taking those don't do all this stuff, or those who are planning for like just in case if it happens. Are you calling those intelligent, or are you calling those who don't care about all this, them as intelligent? Just to clarify, if I got that right.
the farmer, Prabhuji, who I mean, proactive, who are
These are
proactive and taking.
Yeah, there's like taking car insurance just in case car gets damaged, taking property insurance just in case property. For those, you're calling them as intelligent. Agreed. And because and now they're not in ignorance. They're not pessimistic. They're not ignorant. They're not pessimistic. Rather, they know that there is some likelihood. And just in case if it happens, I better be ready. Correct? That's the goal. Just in case it happens, I better be ready. Because what if, my house is a problem? What will I do? I need to have a backup plan so that I can rebuild a house or buy another house in case this house gets burned or get flooded or whatever. That's the whole intent. Now, see, my dear friends, we are planning for something which may happen. And the likelihood of that happening is how much? 1 in a million, right? Is that fair? Well, Prabhu, in the medical field or it's right? Does that sound correct?
Right.
Or 1 in 10,000, even if you're more conservative, right? So there's a very small 0.01% chance. Still people do it. What is the chance that we will have to leave this body one day? What is the chance?
More than 100.
100%.
100%.
100%.
Now, you call those people as very intelligent who are planning for 0.01% or 0.001% thing. Now, these people, those who are spiritualists, they are not fools. They're not pessimistic. In fact, they are realistic and they are in knowledge who know that this day is going to come. So better I prepare from now itself. They are the most intelligent, actually. Prabhupada also said that. Those who take to Krishna consciousness are the most intelligent. I mean, very, very logical. I'm not even, like throwing any Krishna consciousness lingo here. I'm just talking about some facts and data. Because that's what my domain is, to talk about data all the time. Like, so, right? This is all facts and data. Correct? Everyone agrees to this? This is like pure logic here, right? So, in short, those people are very intelligent. When the ostrich, again, you all like stories. I also like to share stories. So, we talk about the fish. Now let's go to ostrich. Let's see if I can draw an ostrich today. Okay. So, ostrich has a big body, a long neck, and long legs. Okay, that's an ostrich for now. Just assume this is ostrich, okay? And maybe she has some tails or some feathers or something. So when the ostrich is in danger, okay, when the prey and the predator is coming, and then there is the the land, the sand, the land. The ostrich is in the running. So what ostrich does, the ostrich, puts her head in the sand. Puts her head in the sand, and this is all covered, right? Just assume it's all covered. And she thinks, oh, I'm safe, all good. But it's just a matter of time that the predator will catch and she'll be gone. So this is called ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. Oh, don't talk about death. Oh, don't talk about that kala. Don't talk about old age. Live like king size. After all, we are young. After all, there is so much to do. After all, life is meant to enjoy. You only live once. Fear of missing out, FOMO, YOLO, all these things. People, don't talk about future. Yavat jivet sukham jivet. Rinam kritva ghritam pivet. Bhasmi bhuta dehasya kim punar agaman bhavat. Yavat jivet sukham. Jab tak jina sukh se jive. Whatever time you have, live happily. Rinam kritva ghritam pivet. That means have an extravagant life even if you can't afford it. Typical American mentality. With no offense to any nation, but to that mindset. The mindset is enjoy. Even if you can't afford it, people buy things they can't afford with the money which they don't have to impress people they don't like anyways. So take loans, take a lot of credit cards, beg, borrow, or steal, but enjoy. That's the mindset. Ridam kritva gritam pivet. Bhasmi bhuta dehasya. This body is anyways going to perish. Who cares about next life? That's called ignorance is bliss. But that doesn't solve the problem. That does not solve the problem. Rather, it binds us. It manushya janama, the precious human form of life we have attained. This precious human form of life we have attained after oscillating in so many cycles of birth and death. This is called a circle of, so consider all these, how many dots are there in a circle? How many points are there, right?
Infinite.
Infinite. Thank you. We have now USF students also. Very nice. So, but there's a lot, right? Consider these as 8.4 million species, correct? And this is the juncture where we are in the human form. This is the only exit path. If we take to Krishna consciousness, we will exit the cycle of birth and death. If we just use it in the things which it's not meant for, eating, sleeping, mating, defending, then next life maybe dog, maybe fish, maybe a monkey, maybe an ant, maybe a sparrow, and like that, we'll keep this 8.4 million species will keep oscillating. After so many millions of lifetimes, we may come back again to human form of life. So very, very rare. So in short, we must take advantage. If we lose this chance, we will lose a golden opportunity. Another example which I heard way back during my college days, in beginning in my Krishna conscious journey. If someone has a very nice, very royal, let's say, Mercedes car worth $100,000, okay? And he or she is using it to till the fields or plow the fields, where we can use a simple machine worth $5,000 also, perhaps, let's say an ordinary tractor or even a right. So what will happen? That person does not know the capacity and the ability of that advanced equipment, and he is using it for only very low purpose. Does that make sense? So that equipment is basically human life, and the other equipment is like the animal life. So another example to explain the same point. So in short, human life has a special purpose, and that purpose is to, without living like animalistic lifestyle, we must take to Krishna consciousness or bhakti and make our life perfect. Make our life perfect through association of devotees, through Bhagavad-gita, Bhagavatam, Krishna Prasad, etc. And that itself, this is called happiness in knowledge. The other one is happiness in ignorance. Actually, it's not happiness, it's like temporary false pleasures in ignorance. But bhakti is happiness in knowledge, in true knowledge, knowledge of the self, knowledge of the facts of the life and of the Supreme Lord. That is true knowledge, Satchit Ananda. Hare Krishna. Any more thoughts, comments anyone has?
Yeah, I just want to comment. Yeah, I think the analogies are all very good. I just wanted to mention a slight aside here, but today in Fort Lauderdale, I just was listening to the news. There was a flash flooding, I guess, a lot of rain. And as a result, people are rowing around in boats, and even the airport is closed because of flooding. There's more rain expected. So the chances of that happening are, like you were saying, I've never heard of it. So it's unbelievable.
So, I hope everyone is safe.
Prabhuji, I have a question. I don't know if this might be a known concept to so many, but I would like to clarify it.
Please,
Because
please. Every question is a great question. Please.
I've always heard there are like Saat Janam, like 7 Janams, like 7 incarnations that we take, but you told 8.4 million times we're going to be born in different ways. So I'm a little confused on that. Can you please talk more about it? Like explain what is the actual number of lifetimes that we're going to be born if we don't attain Krishna consciousness.
Sure, that's a very good question. So I just want to clarify, the 8.4 million number is not the lifetimes we will take birth. It's the number of species we have, right? Like birds, there are thousands and 100,000 types of different birds. Then plants, there's so many different types of plants. Then amphibians, then reptiles, then aerial animals, etc. So those are the category of, you can say, dresses in Krishna's shop. For example, you go to a dress outlet, a clothing outlet. Someone say, I want jeans. Okay, yes, we have that. Someone say, I want blue jeans, or I want black jeans. Someone say, I want a little bit striped jeans. Someone say, no, I don't like jeans. I want shorts, right? Or someone say, I want pajama, right? Everything is there, right? Depending upon desires, interest, you pick. Similarly, if someone has desire to just sleep, mode of ignorance, 12 hours, 24 hours, 14 hours sleeping, 16 hours sleeping, God will say, I think you'll be fit in a polar bear's body. Okay, sleep for 6 months. Someone says, oh, I just want to be in the water all the time. Some people, 5 hours in water. Okay, you like water so much? Okay, be a fish. Someone says, oh, no, I like to eat a lot of flesh. I like flesh. I like to eat other people's flesh. Okay, then become a lion. These days, a lot of people are trying to fly and this and that, all the time flying. Okay, become a bird. So in short, based on our interest and karma and desires and actions, there is different varieties of species. And that number is 8.4 million. And this 7 number, it's, I know sometimes in this marriage they say Saat Janam ka Saat. That's more used in a very candid way, right? There's a joke also, a lot of jokes also, that Saat Janam ka Saat, and then the husband wife are joking around it. But it is not the scriptural reference. The scriptural reference is, if we do activities which are aligned as per the words of God, that means akarma or bhakti yoga, this can be our last life. And that's what we all should aspire for. We don't want to take birth in this repeated cycle of this cycle has already been going for a long time. We may have already, and Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, whenever someone says this, we always should try to quote them from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, already many births you have taken, I have taken, these people have taken, you don't remember, I remember everything. Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. So in short, it is that number 7 is not a bona fide number. Candidly, it is spoken. So we should understand that we can perfect in this lifetime, and we can take 7 zillion lifetimes and still be in this world. If we do not do activities of bhakti yoga or devotional service.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you for your eagerness and wonderful question. Anyone has any other thoughts or comments?
Prabhuji, Hare Kṛṣṇa. Just one thought I want to share, Prabhuji. Yesterday, I attended a program at USF where Kṛṣṇa Prabhuji was sharing a small class on presentation with the university students, where he mentioned that about a triangle logic and triangle perspective on things, where one end meets between the career, the other end meets with the social life, and the fourth and third end is about the spirituality. So spirituality is like, chanting or looking from the Krishna conscious perspective, but he didn't say that because kids are they're too young to get it at university. So but from when you're saying the example about the ostrich and also about the cycle, just remember that it should be, our life should be kind of balanced, where we cannot give importance to one aspect out of these 3, but always for devotees, first priority would be the spiritual, second would be the career, and fourth, the last would be the social. That's kind of which I kind of understood with my limited knowledge, probably. But I wanted to share that, so Kṛṣṇa Prabhu yesterday mentioned that it's a life is about a triangle there, where we have to balance those 3 ends to have a good career or good life, and move ahead. And when we are young, when the devotees are young, it's once we cultivate it, it doesn't need a lot of attention, or it doesn't need a lot of force to enforce at the very end, because it's kind of part and parcel from the beginning. It would be easy for us to go through at the very end. So just wanted to share that. Yes, Prabhuji, exactly. Thank you for putting that, Prabhuji.
Thank you. I was just hearing and trying to visualize in my head and on this, right? The bhakti, career, and the social aspect. Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Balance is the key word. Yeah, we are not just saying, okay, give up family, give up home, give up health, and just chant Hare Kṛṣṇa. That is, yeah, we have to have healthy balance, balancing our health, balancing our family duties, balancing our career, job, business, studies, etc. And the social, family, extended family relationships. Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Kṛṣṇa, Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
Yeah.
so this is similar to what you mentioned earlier about husband, wife, and Krishna, Prabhuji. So similar concept?
No, over there, I think it was more like you're going away or further. That was not, that is, it's just a triangle is common. The analogy over there was a little different. That if you are going closer to Krishna, everything else is also you're getting closer to each other also. So I think that had a different context. Yeah.
So this context is, Prabhuji, I did not completely understand.
The context here is basically that these are different aspects of our life which we should balance. Like consider like a car, right? A car has 4 tires, right? If one tire is punctured, will the car work smoothly? No, the car won't run, right? So different tires are health, family, career, job, business, like one tire, and the social aspect. But they're all centered. What are the purpose of the tire? To move the car, to move the passenger. So the focus, the center is the bhakti. The focus of career is to have better bhakti. The focus of good family is to have better Krishna consciousness. The focus of good health is to have better Krishna consciousness. The focus of good social life is to have better Krishna consciousness. So the analogy which I heard is basically that the goal of life is Krishna consciousness. And these different aspects of life are like different supporting mediums, which we cannot ignore and should not ignore. But it should not be that we are taking good care of the tire, but not understanding why is the tire meant for, or what is the purpose of the tire, right? Some people may have excellent jobs, excellent careers, excellent health, excellent everything. The tires are very good. Or maybe the tires are not moving in the right direction, right? So.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. Okay, so we will pause here. We'll end a little early today because we have some other service meeting to talk about. But I really appreciate especially Namita Mataji for joining today. And you want to share any thoughts before we wrap up?
No, I think I'm good today. It's my first class and kind of more towards listening than understanding.
Thank you. We hope and pray that you continue to join, and please let us know if we can be of any other assistance.
So the classes happen every day in the same timings at around 8 o'clock?
Yes, all weekdays at
Okay.
8 o'clock. I'll also share information about university programs which happen on Wednesday.
Oh, I am not a student. I just stay near university.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Sure.
I graduated from USF though, 2 years back.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for your eagerness and enthusiasm to read Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, please let me know if you have Bhagavad Gita classes also. I'd be happy.
Yes, absolutely. We will.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. For those who are in the service meeting can stay, others can drop at this time. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Śrī Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Tanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo. Thank you. Hare Kṛṣṇa.